Hello viewers, this is Showman from Oil and Gas Field Quality Control. We have discussed a lot about the welding procedure, how to write them, how to read them, how to qualify them, and what are the ingredients and sections of a WPS. I have also discussed how to qualify a WPS through AWSD 1.1, how to use the pre-qualified ones, some WPS of piping. Now I am going to add 3 more videos about the same subject of welding procedure. This will have little bit of difference. This will be some kind of question and answers and some examples picked up from Ask Me Section 9. And basically, first one, we will go through the essential variables of a WPS. All the common things in these 3 videos will be Ask Me Section 9, Article 2 and Article 3. Let us start with the first video now. Let's say essential variables for PQR. What is the P number and group number for Ask Me SA 105 flanges and fittings? So you can see the table reflected here is QW or QB 422, ferrous and non-ferrous P numbers table. P numbers basically parent metal numbers. So grouping of base metals qualification. Here the question is Ask Me SA 105. So at the left column from the spec number you need to search for SA 105. So SA 105 in the corresponding column of P number and group number, which is highlighted on yellow, you can easily see it is the P number 1 and group number is 2. So this should be the answer of this question. And how to find it, you know already. What is the nominal composition of P number 53? Another example. So on the left column, you can see the spec number SB 862. But if you go through the column all the way to the P number for welding, not for brazing. Brazing is different number, which is 115, but for the welding, the same material has a number of 53. So 53, there are 2 materials, and you can see the composition: titanium 3, aluminum 2.5, and little bit of vanadium over there. And the SB 862 grade 28 is having titanium 3, aluminum 2.5, and vanadium 0.1 RU. So for the P number values, you need to scroll through the P number table. Actually, major part of Ask Me Section 9 is for this parent material table. It starts from P number 1 and gradually the numbers are increasing. So after several pages going through P number 1, 2, 3, 4, and this way you can go through P number 53. Or whatever in your questions you need to see. So these questions are basically to make you aware how to search this big standard to find your particular query. Let us go for the next questions now. What is the minimum specified tensile strength of Ask Me SA 516 grade 70? So now you are finding the answers of these questions in different columns. So if it is minimum specified tensile strength, you need to go to the column number 1, 2, 3, 4. Column number 4, the heading is minimum specified tensile strength in KSI. So corresponding, you need to see the SA number 516, and which is type or grade 70. And the specified tensile strength is also 70 KSI or 485 megapascal. Next question. Here you can see the P number, F number and A number with a figure. This figure will relate you for which area you should find this number. P number is for parent metal. You can see this is the parent pipe or plate, whatever in the sketch, and A number is the chemistry for the parent metal and the weld metal. So this is a combination of P number and F number. What is F number? Filler number. So the parent material has P number, filler material have a F number. So when the welding is completed, then parent metal and filler metal completely mixed together, then the mixed chemistry is named as A number. So it is a chemistry of the mixture, A number. So idea, I think it is clear for you now. Now the QW420 is for base metal groupings, is for P numbers. P numbers are assigned for the base metals for the purpose of reducing the number of welding and brazing procedure. These P number groupings are basically assigned to some base metal with similar nature to reduce the number of welding and brazing procedure qualifications required, which is Procedure Qualification Record or PQR. In addition, ferrous base metals have been assigned to group numbers, creating subsets of P number that are used when WPS are required to be qualified by impact testing. Impact testing reads some kind of strict requirement, so you should follow some subgroups which are not essential for non-impact material, but when impact testing is mandatory, then the supplementary essential variable or subgroup will be essential. These assignments are basically comparable base metal characteristics such as composition, weldability, brazability or mechanical properties. So you can see a short glance of the table here. Base metal, steel and steel alloys. For welding, it is P number 1 through P number 15F. All are steel and steel alloys. The similar metal group for brazing, it will be numbered as P number 101 through P number 103. Aluminium and aluminum base alloys are grouped from P number 21 through P number 26, and for brazing the same number goes P number 104 and P number 105. Copper and copper base alloy P number 31 through P number 35, whereas for brazing the same copper and copper alloy is falling under P number 107 and P number 108. Nickel and nickel base alloy for welding P number 41 through P number 49. For brazing P number 110 through P number 112. Titanium and titanium base alloys P number 51 through P number 53, and the same for brazing is P number 115. Zirconium and zirconium based alloy P number 61 and P number 62. For brazing it is P number 117. What is the base metal for P number 53? So using the same table you can reply this very easily. If you go through P number 53 for welding, it is coming under titanium and titanium base alloys. So your answer is here. Now F number. F number is a grouping of electrodes and welding rods. Table QW432 is based essentially on their usability characteristics, which fundamentally determines the ability of welders to make satisfactory welds with a given filler metal. So here you can see SFA A 5.1. So SFA 5.1, here you can see there are 5 kind of filler wear: EXX20, 22, 24, 27, 20, whereas SFA 5.5 have some grouping. So altogether you can very easily find your kind of electrode falling under which F number. F number 1 is having 8 categories. Then F number 2 is having 5. So this way it is easy, very easy to find it from ASME section 9. What is the F number of SFA 5.1 classification? E6010. Using the same table, you need to find SFA 5.1. So the left column is for the F number 3. You can see SFA 5.1. So even SFA 5.1 is in the group number 2 and also in group number 1. So here also you need to find the rightmost column, which is AWS classification. Our requirement to find is E6010. So it comes in the highlighted row. You can see EXX10. So 6010, 7010, 8010, all these electrodes coming under F number 3 and SFA number 5.1. Here in this example, what is the A number for ASME SA105 flanges and fittings? So using the same methodology, you scroll through P numbers. SA105 is the first column. You need to look at the last column for flanges and fitting. The next column is SA106. It is for SMLS pipe, and SA105 is for flanges and fittings. What you need to find is the A number. So A number you can see in the right table. SA105 is mild steel, So it is A number 1. What is the A number of ASME SA312 type TP304 stainless steel? So you need to find first on the left column as SA312. From here you can find the material. So you can see the material grade is TP304. So you will look for the word TP304. Then you can find it is part of SA312, and rightmost column you can see it is SMLS and welding pipes. So it is a form of pipe. So then you go to QW443 for chromium nickel, which is A number is 8, and from there if you can find the nominal composition, which is 18 chromium and 8 nickel. So 18 chromium 8 nickel you need to find from the table of A number, which is falling in the category of chromium nickel, which is A number 8. You can see the chromium percentage is 14.5 to 30 and nickel percentage is 7.5 to 15. Now you know to weld TP304 you need to use this A number 8. QW201 is organizational responsibility. The organization shall certify that they have qualified each welding procedure specification, performed the procedure qualification test and documented it with the necessary procedure qualification record or PQR. QW202 type of test required is mechanical test. This type and number of test specification that shall be tested to qualify a groove weld procedure are given in QW451. If any test specification required by QW451 fails to meet the appropriate acceptance criteria, the test coupon shall be considered as failed. Essential variables for PQR thickness wise you can find from this table QW451, procedure qualification thickness limits and test specimen. So at the left column you can see the thickness of test coupons and then range of the thickness material qualified. Let's say take an example. If you qualify a test coupon of over 10 mm but less than 19, then it will qualify minimum 5 mm and maximum is 2 times the thickness. Let's say your test piece thickness is 12 mm, then the minimum will be 5 mm and maximum will be 12 into 2, that means 24 mm. Let us take some more example. Let's say if your test piece thickness is within 1.5 inch to 6 inch, 38 mm to 150 mm. If it is a 40 mm, let's say, so minimum will be 5 mm and maximum will be 8. 8 means 200 mm. So it will not go beyond 8 inch, whatever your thickness might be in this limit. And the maximum thickness of deposited weld metal qualifier is 2T when the thickness is less than 19 mm. And the type and number of tests required you can see during the PQR. You need to test how much to, and you need to of course carefully read the notes provided below. So there are several conditions. So if you follow this QW451.1, this table, it is the most useful table required to qualify any PQR through ASME section 9. So that's all for today. Introduce you about the essential variables of ASME section 9. Thank you. If you like the way of my teaching, please share and subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the like button. Signing off, Showman.